Good morning. Just follow up from the game on Saturday. We heard from the coordinators. Just really pleased with the focus leading up to the game on Saturday through the week of preparation. I think our team really understands that that's where it's all at, and that preparation leads to the confidence. The confidence, leads to the success that you get on Saturdays, and then just the added to that, just to see a lot of guys get a chance to step on the football field, many for their first time, and I really enjoy how the older guys or the experienced guys, the ones that get a lot of the playing time, really relish that moment to be able to get some new faces, and the ones that put in just as much work as they do, a chance to go out there and enjoy a moment or two, even if that's all it is. So. Some guys got their first snaps of college football, especially here at Alabama, and so really cool. But moving forward to Oklahoma, just chance for us to go on the road and have to prove it again that we got what it takes, and it's going to take a great week of preparation. A physical football team all around. Their defense is, I think, an extremely tough defense in all ways. Just what they do with their scheme, and then their personnel and the way they fly around, and an offense. So we'll have to get ready for their offense with a couple quarterbacks potentially, just some skilled players, and you look at the games they've played. A lot of close games going into the second half, and even the fourth quarter. And the Missouri game obviously was a crazy ending, and some plays made both ways just in the final 2 minutes. But each and every game takes on its own life, and for us, all we're focused on is the next play, and for us, the next game, and everything that goes into being our best. And that's what our recipe for success has been here over the last month.
Thanks, Coach. Let's go with Charlie on the right.
Yeah, Coach, Jay Nunez is obviously very familiar with your upcoming opponent. Just what did you like about him during the hiring process, and how have you seen him kind of fit in as your special teams coordinator?
Yeah, I'd never worked with Jay Nunez, but I'd been at Southern Illinois, and then soon after he came in there, and you stay in touch with coaches that you worked with. And then I went to Eastern Michigan, and then after I left there, he went to Eastern as well. And so the name kept, following kind of where I was at, not necessarily, obviously in my position, but just, seemed to be on, a guy that really the staff related to well, heard nothing but great things. And then when it came to production, and just the variety of things that he did, mostly with special teams, but also coaching positions, just a really, really great football coach. And I think what he does for us in bringing things together for our team, it's he touches pretty much every player, coaching the schematics or coaching the special teams, and every player's in those meetings at some point throughout the week. And so he does a good job just relating to them. He keeps them excited about special teams and understand the significance, not just to our team now, but the value it can bring them as they continue their careers well beyond their days playing here at Alabama. So he's he's done a great job. But I had identified him over the years as a guy that's done the right things and gone through the ladder of coaching at different levels. And so just really pleased with what he's doing for us right now with special teams.
Jump over to the far left to Chase.
I want to ask you about the two locals in the freshman class from Tuscaloosa, William Sanders and Kevin Riley. I think they both played a little bit against Mercer at the end. How have they developed this season? How do they look for the future?
Yeah, I really like what their future looks like here. And with William, the thing I've really noticed is, you don't get a chance to see him on the field much on Saturdays, right? Or at all. Hardly got, I think, a snap in on Saturday. And the cool thing, he was just as happy to let other guys go out there who will probably not get many chances in the rest of their career to go out there in the football field. And took advantage of his opportunity. But he works so hard, and he is becoming extremely strong in the weight room, and that's only going to translate to him being really comfortable when his time comes here. I mean, he's got to be ready anytime, but in the days and you know, the next spring and moving forward. But he's got a great attitude, great personality about him. Just I think he really enjoys being here. With Kevin, explosive guy. You know, just I think he's learning a lot from the upperclassmen, Justice and Jam, just as far as what it takes to come in every day and have that workman-like mentality. So Coach G's coached him up. You know, gets out there and you feel very comfortable with him that he's going to know what his job responsibility is and that he can go make the play. So really like what those two guys are doing right now in our program as they develop.
Go to Emily Grace in the middle of the room.
Coach, you mentioned how cool it was to give some of those walk-ons their moments on the field. From your perspective, what was that like, and can you go into a little more detail about the conversations following and their significance to this program?
Yeah, their significance. You know, there's not a lot of glitz and glamour to what they do, you know, but it was brought forward to me here just a little bit ago. You know, Booker making comments. Of course, I heard the comments he's made in the weight room or in the locker room after the game, but just comments that different players have made publicly, just getting brought to my attention before I came and spoke with you. And you know, that's what makes me proud, is that our guys that, you know, are playing on Saturdays and, you know, that they're getting and they understand how much work is being put in by these by the walk-ons, by the underclassmen. And you know, just our team was so excited when those guys were getting a chance to get out there and make a play. And I think those are special times, and it just continues to bring your team closer and closer together.
Go to the front right here.
Yeah, when you hired Kane and decided to bring him in, did you foresee this success in terms of getting turnovers or takeaways, I should say? One of the best in the country right now. Like, did you figure that could happen, or how did you feel about that?
Yeah, I did. He did that at Indiana, you know, and just I think with the nature of some of the things that he really liked to do, and I think this year for Kane, there's been a combination of, you know, trying to incorporate what you've done in the past, but also adjusting to your personnel and maybe where your strengths are with our defense right now. And I think that's always going to be the case. You know, you evolve as a coach based on where you're at and what that program has with its personnel that are in place and what you bring in as you recruit. But he did that at Indiana, and I remember that. And you know, not just when I was there, but you know, following. And you know, he adapts. He can adjust, and he does that in the course of a game. He's done that in the course of our season. He and the staff, I think, have really done a good job gelling, working together. They tap into each other's strengths. They have, you know, football coaches all have a different take on things at times, and I think he's done a great job at gelling. And you can see the development of our defense happening, and I think that's a huge tribute to his leadership.
Let's go to the front left. Katie.
Jalen's now one of the few players in SEC history with 15 rushing and passing touchdowns in the same season. Just since you got here and started working with him, how have you been able to encourage him to embrace both the passing and rushing part of his game to be the best complete quarterback?
Yeah, I think it just starts with doing what's best for the team. And that's what Jalen's all about, and that's really what I think triggers him, you know, to, you know, want to win, and here's how we got to win. And, you know, there's going to be times when you got to throw the ball, and there's times when you got to run it. And, you know, just reps over and over and over again. You know, he's, I think, back in a really good spot, you know, with trusting the guys around him. There's been a little more continuity with the, you know, practice and skill players, offensive line. There's just been more of that, and he's become more comfortable and understand what, you know, our team needs from him to be able to win SEC football games.
Let's go to Colin, staying on the front left.
It's been a while. I'm curious if you have an update on Keon Sabb and kind of along with an injury update, just how it's kind of affected him, the role he's kind of played in the defense.
Yeah, you know, he had his surgery and is away from us for a few days there, but you know, he's just a guy that really has grown relationships with the team, and we want him around here. You know, he's one of those guys, just like the others that are done for the year too, that care so much about this team, and we care about him. And so, as far as a timeline, you know, I can't give that to you right now. I'm not, you know, I know it will be obviously through this season, but we expect him back and ready to roll, for next year, of course. But, that's just something that, I see him and, I love what his commitment level's been to our program. And we want to support him as he goes through these times because these injuries are hard for guys because this is not their only identity, but this is a big part of what they do. It's playing football right now.
Keeping it on the front left, Tony.
What have you seen from, or the growth that you've been able to have from your team on the road? And then how do you tap into that kind of heading into another loud environment in Oklahoma?
You just talking about the team in general?
Yeah, just handling the road environments. You
Yeah.
improved against LSU, and how do you tap back into that?
Yeah, you learn from your experiences and understand, what it takes and the preparation and a lot of it's the offensive side of the ball, making sure just with the noise that your process is good and your procedures are good with just getting calls made and all that kind of stuff. So it was only a week ago or so that we were in that environment, and we'll be preparing again to get ready for what's going to be a great atmosphere there in Oklahoma.
We'll go to the back middle there to Jamie.
Hey, Coach, at this point in the season, with all the projections and all the predictions about making the SEC championship game, the college football playoff, do you have to continue to preach to your team to ignore all the outside noise? Is that pretty much an unspoken thing?
Yeah, we don't really talk about the outside. We just focus on what we're doing right now because we know that if we don't take care of our business, the rest of it doesn't matter. So, and that, I guess, it seems simple. I hope it's simple for our guys, even though I understand the distractions and the noise is out there everywhere. And I think we've really honed in, and the guys really believe on, and have understood the significance of just really focusing on where we're at now. We talk about the next play is the most important play, the next game is the most important game. We haven't thought anything beyond, Oklahoma. And I even go back to this last week. I think our guys did a great job of just focusing on Mercer. I really do. I think they really honed in on trying to make themselves the best they can be, continue to get better, and that will put us in a position to where then now playing Oklahoma, we give ourselves a better chance to win. So we're really, I think, locked in on the right things right now.
We're going to finish up with two questions in the back. We'll go to Jonathan.
Yeah, Coach, big picture in a season, November is huge, right? When you look at finishing the season strong and moving ahead, your programs have had a lot of success in November. Where do you think that starts and comes from, and how do you kind of continue that here this season?
Yeah, just preaching the things that I kind of has discussed here, just about always improving. I think there's a off-season element to it where you're putting in the work to be able to be strong going into the season, but then there's an in-season program to where we're continuing to get stronger as a football team. You might adjust the schedule a little bit here and there just to stay fresh. We're building more and more banked reps as we play each game, and so it's 5 minutes maybe is all that you take off of practice, but our guys are working extremely hard in the weight room. Our numbers will show that we're getting stronger there. And then I think the other part just goes again to what I said earlier. There's we call a relentless pursuit of continuous improvement. And as you improve, it leads to the rewards that you get in November. And these are the big games. These are the ones that are fun to be a part of, and the ones that you remember well down the road, as long as they go the right way.
We'll finish up with Ryan in the back.
Hey, Coach. Kane just talked about how he enjoyed the consistency from you every day, no matter if it's a big win or a big loss working with you. Where did you get that? Was that always the thing that you had, or is that something you got from a coach down the road? And how big is that when you have a big win or a big loss to stay consistent?
Yeah, I don't know if I picked it up anywhere. I think it's just I've never been this over emotional, type of, even when you just go back to your playing days. It was just, to me, it was just about being consistent. You make a play as a player, you just move on to the next one. Things don't go your way, you move on to the next one. And so just being consistent day to day. I think as a leader, that's what the people around you need, is someone that they can count on and know what to expect when they show up to work the next day or show up to practice. when things aren't perfect in a game, that consistency in a game that, a player's not going to be nervous about coming to you. Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't get frustrated, upset, I think the biggest thing is just, people are going to make mistakes, just correct it, don't do it again. And we'll be just fine, and we're all human. And I think if I can live it and show consistency that way, that will hopefully trickle down to your staff and to your team. And so, there's many different ways to lead in a great way. I really feel that way, and that's just probably the one that fits who I am as a person.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thank you. Roll Tide.